the result, but from a Welshman who's used to performing year on year on year, we come to the Mr. Consistency of the javelin event, Steve Backley, who's heading this field, but he won't have it all his own way because Mick Hill is also in the competition, and Mick Hill is just going back to his mark for his first round throw. Mick Hill, of course, age 33 now with a PB of 86.94. Well, if Steve Backley's Mr. Consistency, perhaps he's Mr. Reliable. He's been in the top 2 or 3 in Britain now for 10 or 12 years. And there he is down the runway. Hits it very, very hard indeed. And that's gone out over 80 metres, so that's a fantastic start for Mick Hill. He'll be really, really pleased with that. His season's best of 83.50. Obviously it's below that, but that's a cracking start for him in this javelin this evening. He seems to have been the eternal number 2 to Steve Backley. However, he did get into the British team before Steve and has been performing consistently in major championships for a number of time. In fact, he's got 3 Commonwealth silver medals, so that says something about the man. As you can see, he really does whack the javelin there in his last stride, just managing to stop before the line, and we wait eagerly at the measurement, which we believe is just over 80 metres. Mick Hill waiting for the result of his first round effort. Next on the runway is Steve Backley, the 29-year-old Cambridge Harrier.
30 seconds.
I can confirm that Mick Hill's first round effort has been ruled a foul because the judges ruled that he actually stepped on the line. Looking for a big competition this evening. And that again is a fantastic start. Looks to be well in excess of 80 metres. He doesn't look very pleased with it at the moment. I think he was concerned that there were a few people standing in front of the line. He was a little bit annoyed at that. But it looks to be in the region of 80 to 81 metres. So a good solid start for Steve Backley. But he doesn't look impressed with that either. Apparently javelin throwing is all about control of the run-up and to accelerate at the end of the run-up and not to separate from the javelin, in other words, fall away from the javelin. And as you can see, he looked disgusted with something at the end of his throw. But nonetheless, a good start for him. Actually confirmed at 85-82, much further than we first thought. So that is a superb start for Steve Backley. His season's best, of course, is 89.22, and he'll be looking to get in and around 90 metres later on in this competition. Steve and Mick, of course, good friends. They train together at a regular basis. Join us live with Mick Hill on the runway. His first round effort measured as a foul. Well, you can't measure a foul, I don't suppose, but ruled to be a foul. And here he is attacking his second round effort. Huge roar from Mick Hill. And that seems to have gone out just over 80 metres again. And this time he gets the white flag. He doesn't look very impressed with it, but at least it will be a throw that is measured. Just reinforcing the fact that Steve Backley took the lead in the first round. This is a replay of Mick Hill's second round effort. Huge roar as he releases the javelin, this time making sure he stops just before the white line, and this one will be measured. As I say, Steve Backley leading the competition with his first round effort of 85-82. Mick Hill, of course, very, very unlucky in the World Championships last year. He was in bronze medal position going into the final round, and Steve Backley's last round throw, which elevated him to silver medal position, actually put Mick Hill into 4th place. And there, a compact start, a steady start of 81 metres and 6 centimetres. Again, he'll be looking to improve on that over the next couple of rounds. And Steve Backley already on the runway, beginning to attack this one, started with over 85 metres. Again, a huge roar as he released the javelin, that sails out into the distance, and that's another massive throw. Well over 85 metres. It could be 90 metres, who knows, and he hasn't been in that sort of form for a couple of years. Again, you wouldn't tell by his expression that he's pleased with that. I suppose that's because he is the supreme competitor. He's got another couple of rounds to go. He'll wait for the measurement first of all. But as we can see in slow motion, he really did plant that foot and whip that javelin through very, very hard with his right arm indeed. And you get the feeling that he knew it was a big one all the way as he backed away from the line. And there's the right arm raised to the crowd, acknowledging a huge effort. And that has been confirmed at 89.89, and he hasn't been in that sort of form for many a year. That is best performance for about 5 years, and that shows that Steve Backley is looking to reclaim the #1 spot in the world. At the moment, that spot probably held by Aki Parvahainen of Finland, who's beaten Steve twice this year already. But if he can reproduce that sort of form in the European Championships, it'll be very, very difficult to beat, and he does tend to save his best for the championship. So that fine second round throw of 89.89 consolidates Steve Backley's position in this competition. Next to throw is Mark Roberson. I don't know whether we'll get a chance to see that throw. His first round effort was 78.71. A bit of a buzz going round the crowd at the moment with Steve Backley's latest effort. The biggest throw we've seen in this country since that world record which we saw at Crystal Palace those years ago, that 91.46. Since being superseded, of course, by Jan Zelezny, who unfortunately suffered an injury earlier this season when training with Steve Backley, of all people. And it may well mean the end of Jan Zelezny's career. But I'm sure that's not uppermost in Steve's mind at the moment. He's more concerned about how he's going to compete in the European Championships and then the Commonwealth Games after this. This is Mark Roberson, who we didn't see in the first round. His first round effort, 78.71. Again, that familiar roar as the javelin is released. And that has gone out over 80 metres, and Mark Roberson's PB is 80.92, and he hasn't thrown that far for a while. It's actually out over 85 metres. I'm getting my lines crossed, so that is probably a massive PB for Mark Roberson. And that huge roar was certainly worth it, because that spear winged his way out to over 85 metres, and I'm sure Mark Roberson is eagerly awaiting confirmation of that. 85.67, a massive PB for Mark Roberson, so it's well worth him.
I'll be back.